Let's be real. Trying to figure out what to eat these days can feel impossible. You've got fad diets everywhere, a ton of conflicting advice. It's just so noisy. But what if it didn't have to be so complicated? What if it could actually be simple? Well, today we're going to cut right through all that noise and give you a super clear, visual guide to building a healthy meal. You ever stand in a grocery store just staring at the shelves and feel completely overwhelmed? Yeah, you're not alone. Low carb, high fat, keto, plant-based, I mean, the list just goes on, right? It's so easy to get lost. We're always being told what not to eat, but it's rare that someone just gives us a simple blueprint for what we should be eating. So you know what? We're going to forget all those complicated rules for a minute and focus on this one single powerful image. This right here is the healthy plate, and it's going to be our guide. Think of it as a cheat sheet, a really straightforward way to see what a balanced meal looks like without having to count every single calorie. Okay, but before we start building that perfect plate, we need to do a quick check-in with ourselves. I mean, understanding our own body is ground zero for any health journey, right? So let's really quickly look at 2 key ways to get a baseline. So you've probably heard a million times about BMI, the body mass index. It's a general look at your weight compared to your height. But here's the problem with BMI. It doesn't know the difference between muscle and fat. And that's where our second metric, waist circumference, is so useful. It specifically measures abdominal fat. That's the fat around your organs, which it turns out is a much better clue about your risk for things like heart disease or type 2 diabetes. And here's what that actually looks like. On the left, you've got BMI, which is kind of like a blunt instrument. It gives you a general idea. But on the right, you have the waist measurement. It's a much more focused look at the kind of fat that can really impact your health down the line. All right, let's talk about fuel. And I mean the word calorie. It's not a bad word. It's not the enemy. A calorie is simply a unit of energy. Seriously, just think of it like gasoline for your car. Your body needs that energy to do literally everything, from breathing and thinking to, running a marathon. So how much gas do we need in the tank? Well, for the average adult, we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. But, and this is a really big but, that is just a ballpark number. Your personal needs are totally different based on your age, your gender, how active you are, all of it. The main point here is that your body's needs are unique to you. This is a starting point, not a strict rule. Okay, now that we've got that background info, let's get back to our main event. It's time to actually build that healthy plate. This is the visual guide that's going to make balanced meals feel totally intuitive and super easy. And here it is again. Just take a look at how this plate is broken down. This isn't about what you can't have. It's all about proportion and balance. This is your blueprint for pretty much every meal, and it helps you get a good mix of everything your body needs. Let's break it down by the numbers. Check this out. Half of your plate, a full 50%, should be fruits and vegetables. Veggies get the biggest slice at 30% and fruits get 20%. The other half? That's split right down the middle between grains and proteins, each getting 25%. See? It's a pretty simple ratio to remember. So let's start with that grain section. This quarter of your plate is all about your body's #1 fuel source, carbohydrates. We're talking toast, rice, pasta, that kind of stuff. Now here's the pro tip. Aim for whole grains when you can. They've got more fiber and nutrients, which keep you feeling full longer and help keep your blood sugar steady. Next up, proteins. This quarter of the plate is for the body's construction crew, the building blocks. Protein is absolutely essential for repairing cells, building muscle, and keeping your immune system strong. And hey, it's not just about meat and fish. This group includes things like eggs, beans, lentils, and even a scoop of peanut butter. And to round it all out, remember to fill that biggest section of your plate with a whole rainbow of vegetables and fruits. Different colors actually mean different nutrients, so mix it up. And don't forget to include some healthy fats. Think olive oil, nuts, and avocados, and some calcium from low-fat dairy. Those are the finishing touches. So, we've covered the big stuff, the carbs, proteins, and fats. But now, let's zoom in a little closer on the tiny but totally mighty power-ups that are hidden inside our food, the vitamins and minerals. This is where the quality of your food really starts to matter. Let's just spotlight a few of these heroes, shall we? You've got vitamin A, found in stuff like carrots and sweet potatoes, which is crucial for your eyesight and immune system. Then there's vitamin C, from oranges, strawberries, even broccoli. That's essential for healthy skin and bones. And of course, vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, which helps your body use calcium to keep those bones strong. And on the mineral side, you've got powerhouses like calcium,
famous for building strong bones and teeth. Then you've got iron, which is so important for healthy blood and keeping your energy levels from tanking. And potassium, found in bananas and avocados, plays a huge role in keeping your blood pressure in check. The best part? When you build that colorful plate we talked about, you're naturally loading up on all these essential goodies without even having to think about it.
All right, so now we know what to put on our plate. Let's head to the grocery store. Because applying all this knowledge means you've got to become a bit of a food detective and learn how to decode those nutrition labels. This is how you make smart choices before the food even gets to your house. Okay, public enemy number one, hidden sugar. It goes by dozens of sneaky names, like sucrose, fructose, corn syrup, you name it. The World Health Organization says we should try to keep added sugar to less than 10% of our daily calories. For most adults, that's only about 6 teaspoons. You would be shocked at how fast that adds up in stuff you don't even think about, like pasta sauce, cereals, and drinks. And the same exact thing goes for salt, or sodium. The recommended limit is less than 5 grams of salt, which is about 1 single teaspoon for the entire day. It hides in all sorts of processed foods, so look for anything with sodium in the name on the label. Oh, and here's a super easy trick. Just rinsing canned foods like beans or veggies can wash away a ton of that extra salt. And finally, let's talk about the unhealthy fats. Don't worry about the complex diagram here, just focus on the pictures. We're talking about industrial trans fats, and these are the worst kind. They're often hiding in plain sight in things like commercial pastries, fried foods, frozen pizzas, even some of those coffee creamers. These are fats that are manufactured to make food last longer on the shelf, and honestly, they're the ones you just want to avoid as much as possible.
Whew, we've covered a lot, from building your plate to reading labels. But healthy eating isn't about flipping a switch and being perfect overnight. Not at all. It's about making small choices that you can actually stick with. So thinking about everything we just talked about, what's one small, simple change you feel like you can make today? Maybe it's just adding a handful of spinach to your dinner, or choosing water instead of soda. Whatever it is, that one small step, that's the most powerful one you can take.